This is a tutorial about how to make a lace table. A tutorial going step by step through all the steps we need to do. It's a lot of work, and let's get started. Welcome to my channel. My name is Uli Baisi. I'm a contemporary lace maker, but I'm also making tutorial about practical tips. Now we are going to do a lace table. A lace table is separated in three layers. First we have the foot, the second is the table itself, and the next one is the cushions. We are not going to make the foot, but there is a tip at the end of the video how to solve the problem, and but we are doing the table and the cushions. We need a lot of material. The first material is we need a square piece of wood, not too thick, because if it's too heavy we have a problem with the weight. So I have bought something with wood chips, which is not a good idea, but I couldn't afford to have real wood. It was very expensive, and so I've gone for the wood chip, and well, it will not last that long, but never mind. I have a new one, a new table. So the new table, you see, if I'm going down here, is here. This is the one we are going to make. We start with the essentials. So back to me. Okay, for the rim we need so we have this square wood here underneath, which we need. Then we need this here. These are I think I've looked up the right word. That's wood molding. You get it at every DIY shop. The height is depending on the height of the cushions. We will talk in a minute about this. So we screw this on. I will show this step by step. And when we have finished this one, we are going over to make the cushions. The cushions, I have this huge thing here. Here. Hello. This is styrodur, which is house insulation. You get it at every DIY shop in different thicknesses. I've gone for a very thick one, which is 5 centimeters. Think about what you want to use, because if you are punching your pins fully in, then it has to have the length of the pin. So and a bit more, because with the time punching this also is shrinking and getting thinner. You know, it's getting more compressed. So it's not so expensive. You just need one layer, and it's very light. That's really great. And I show you how to cut, or you break it, and then we are going on. So these cushions I've made. You will see at the end how we're going to do it. So we need, of course, fabric to put around. This is a stretch jeans. I like jeans, not too thick, but it's lasting very long, and it's very good. So this is the rest of what I have bought. I had bought 140 to 2 meters to make it, and this is the rest. So this is the rest of it, and that's it. Oh no, there's something in between, going in between. I've reused from an old lace table. It's not gone. This is felt. It's, you see, it's 5 millimeter thick. You can also go for a thicker one, but this is very good because this gives stability on the lace board. You must imagine if you punch here, here it could go, the pin could move, but with this it is secured and it's really good set. So this is absolutely needed. Go for 5-6 millimeter of this felt, and it's just gorgeous. Yeah, I think we're gonna start. This is my old lace table. You see the old cushions and the lace table, and underneath is the stand or the foot. The table has a rim, a wood rim on the side that the cushions are held together, and it's all held by the stand. I haven't made the stand, it's bought years ago, and you see it has a plate on top which is holding the lace table, and the connection to the table is the hole in the middle where a screw is going through and fixing it. It's only the screw which is holding the lace table. The table was formerly being able to move up and down. That's not working anymore. I fixed it to a height which is good for me, and I'm always using the same chair. Now you see that I'm putting the table on top, and this is the screw which will be held by a wing screw underneath, and that's all. So I can move the table around. There's the wing screw holding it, it's enough so I can turn the table as much as I want, and that's one of the advances of a lace table. I can move in the round, and I can move the cushions to every direction I want. Here are the cushions. I have 3 different sizes of cushions. The small ones, which are a quarter of the big ones, and the half ones. So that's a perfect match. The small ones are 8, the middle ones are 6, and the big cushions I have 4. So in the sum it's 18 cushions. 18 cushions we are going to make new. I'm showing right now how a lace table is working for those who don't have experience with the lace table, just working on a cushion. This table, here's the table. I'm just putting all the cushions on. It's easy on which place they are. It's all fitting. That's the reason it needs to be square. if we need to move the lace, we are just taking out one cushion and moving the other ones in the direction we need, and then filling the space on the bottom. The size of the lace table is up to you. It just needs to be square. I have made lace tables in the size from 40 to 40 up to 80 by 80 centimeters. 80 by 80 centimeters, very good for making my scarves, so I have enough space. This is a good space for a good size for everything. It's 60 by 60. I haven't made this lace table. I have inherited it, so it's not looking like my ones, but moving around I got lost a lot of materials. So we start now with the working with the lace table. Here you see the square wood, which is wood chip, not real wood, which is not so good, as I said. First we start with the hole for the screw, just marking the space in the middle, and we will later on just drill. The wood board gets wood molding on the side as a rim for the cushions. The wood molding you get at every DIY shop. You have to see how high the cushions will be. It shouldn't go higher because that will hurt your arms. So this is important, just to go by the size of your cushions. You cut the wood molding in 4 pieces. You cut them in the length of the wood board minus the thickness of the wood molding. This is the best way how to fix them, and here you see the board and you see some screws. We start on the back side with preparing to screw some screws in, just a little bit that they are holding. Here you see me in real. You have to go pretty near to the rim, because it's not good if any screw is showing out inside of the lace table. That would be bad. So you have to go really near to the rim. Here you see the wood mold, which I've cut to the right size. I'm pressing it against it in the right place, and then I'm screwing the prepared screws into the wood mold through the board. At the corners you have to screw again. When I've finished everything screwed on, I'm using the grinder for the corners of everything, because this is really painful for your arms if they are not grind it. But you don't need a machine, you can do it by hand. It's very easy and fast, so but it's a step really needed. And this is the board, the styrodur. I'm using a kitchen knife to cut it. You can cut and break it. Here you see me cutting it. This is like using a bread knife also for doing it, but I could have done it with a kitchen knife as well. Just to show you, I've cut the size of the lace table. This is in one piece. If you want to have it in one piece, then it's easy and fast. Here I'm cutting the cushions. Well, better I'm punching it. That's the right word, punching it. I'm showing it now again in the right version. Oh, this one is not in the right size, so I'm cutting just a slice off. You see that is all no problem. These are the cushions I've done right now. You see the few missing still. For the next one, it's going to be a big one. I'm measuring it. I'm drawing then the line. It's easier to have a line. And I start cutting. I'm not going through, I'm just going slice by slice deeper until I can break it. Let's see in a minute. So I'm punching it. But I haven't done it good enough, so I need to cut again. Yeah, I could have just punched it right now. So punch and it's gone. Well, needs to be picked up. Okay, next one. So here you see me unpacking an old one. I'm just fixing the fabric with pins. I'm using just old pins which are not really straight anymore or whatever. So here, this is how it is folded. This is the styrodur. You see, this one is much thinner. And this is the felt. It's a bit dirty. I will unpack them soonish again and throw them in the washing machine. My washing machine is 45 kilometers away. So I need to do it in another day. I will not reuse the old jeans. It wouldn't fit anyhow because it's bigger, but I want to show you the form. In the middle you see where the cushion, it's quite nice because it's lighter, and then you have all these wings, and I will show you how to measure these. Here you see I'm now cutting the jeans, the fabric. So I have drawn the what I have to cut with tailor's chalk. Hope it's the right word. Dressmaker's chalk, and you will see in a minute how I'm deciding on the size. Here you see a bit of styrodur. I'm placing the styrodur in the middle, and I'm putting a pin in on one side and on the other side. This has not to go full over, but a bit over. So here again I'm with the jeans. I have seen that it is the right size, and I am drawing now the size on the jeans with chalk, and then I will cut a slice in the length and then in parts. Here I'm cutting the stripe. The jeans I've bought was 140 to 2 meters. Here I'm cutting the next piece. We have finished now the cutting of the jeans. All 18 parts are cut, and now we need to trim them to the form we need to for dressing the squares. This is styrodur and jeans, but I thought about taking out an old one, but we have prepared the one where we measured the size, so we are unpacking this one. There is the styrodur and some felt in. The felt you can't see in the moment, so I'm looking whether everything is fixed to my wishes. We have to cut out some corners, and to see the size we need to make these marks. For this we are using the rim of the styrodur and pressing the fabric to each side. We are doing this to all 4 sides, so we are moving the jeans straight around the corner and going along the rim, and then we are doing it to the other side. Here is the 3rd side. That's why I like stretch jeans. It's much easier to work with doing this kind of job. And also the folding it's much nicer with some stretch jeans. So we have 4 corners done. We are taking the pins out, and here you see what we have drawn. But we are not cutting to the corners. We need a rim about 2 centimeters to the lines we have just drawn. It's nothing really exact, but that's how it works best. So these are now cut out. There's the felt. We are turning these around. We are fixing it to the long side. Doing this on the other side as well. The fabric is just cut. That's all. It's all good. We don't need to do a zigzag or so. That's not a problem. I'm just taking. It's just nasty in when we start, but when they are all dressed, it's not a problem anymore. This is now a bit complicated. I'm pulling it to the side and to the top and going over from down under. Don't worry, you will see it again better. I'm folding it onto the long side and then going out and then folding it inside. It sounds really complicated. So this one was good. I'm using this to cut all the others from this. It doesn't matter if it's not all the same size. I've cut these a little bit smaller than. Don't worry, just go for the middle. You don't need to be very exact. No, it's just folding, and if it's folded, it will until you are going to change the side of the styrodur. You will probably not use it, or if they are dirty and you want to wash them. Yes, you can take them out and wash them if it's needed. I'm doing this from time to time. Especially I'm living in a very dusty area, and over the summer my laceboard is standing outside because my house is only 6 by 6 meters and every centimeter counts. So you see here I'm cutting all the corners out that I can do all the folding. Here I'm unpacking an old one. You see all the punches from the pins. So I'm folding it to the side and then with a bit up I'm going, and then I'm folding the one from down over. See, I'm folding this and then I'm holding this with a pin. It doesn't matter if the felt is a bit bigger than the styrodur. That's even better, because it helps not to have trouble with the gaps at the lace board, at the lace table. With the jeans or whatever you're using, be aware that it could bleed out, and that for a longer time you will have blue or black fingers or whatever you're using. I've washed the jeans, and I hope it will not bleed out so much, but the black jeans has it's not only dirt on the felt, it's also that the felt got color from the fabric. But as I said, I will wash them soonish when I'm going next to do my laundry. Here I've made one ready of the small ones, and now I'm taking it, I'm using it for the others to cut them. And we are starting again. It can happen that the styrodur we have cut is a bit too big, because the jeans needs some space, and just slice down a bit on the styrodur, and it's not no problem. That was not really straight, so I had to cut it. Here's the same procedure again with the dressing. The felt is not allowed to be smaller than the styrodur. It can be bigger, but never ever be smaller than the styrodur. Yeah, that's it. All finished. All cushions are in. It looks good. Yeah. Long hours of work. That brings joy in the life. This is a stool. This kind of stool I could think of as a stand, as a foot for a lace table. You just have to put in the middle a hole and to connect to the lace table. One thing is when you're planning to make one of these, that you have to think of your feet, that you have enough space for your feet to place them. With my old stand, this is a problem. I would like to have them a bit further apart to have comfortable space for my feet. I think that's something you should think of. This is now the new lace table. I wish you a good time. Enjoy bobbin lacing. I will enjoy it on my new lace table. And please subscribe to the channel, give me thumbs up, and I say goodbye. Bye bye.